English World, Level 6. Pupils Book, pages 58 and 59, Unit 5. Patterns. Reading. The meanings of patterns. A pattern is a drawing of lines, shapes or objects that is repeated. These patterns are simple. These patterns are complicated. Ancient patterns. People began to draw patterns thousands of years ago. They took ideas from things that they had seen in the world around them. The Quechua people of South America still use patterns that they have used for centuries. The meanings of Quechua patterns. Part of this piece of cloth is plain. It represents the land where no crops are planted. The patterned parts of the cloth represent the fields where plants are grown. Some of the patterns are lines and shapes. Sometimes animals are woven into the patterns. Birds and other creatures are represented in the cloth. Toad. In Peru, toads croak just before the rainy season. The toad represents rain and growing plants. Condor. The condor is a huge, graceful bird that lives in the mountains. It represents strength, freedom, and power. Traditional patterns. In Russia, people have used patterns for hundreds of years. Many patterns came from village life, the countryside, and nature. They were used on houses, on clothes, on plates, boxes, and trays. The meanings of old Russian patterns. Some patterns used round shapes, like the sun. The sun meant life and power. Some patterns were of birds. They meant joy and light. Flower patterns appeared on skirts, blouses, aprons, shawls, and scarves. These patterns are still used today. Matryoshka dolls. Russia is famous for matryoshka dolls. Matryoshka comes from a very old word for mother. These painted wooden dolls are in two halves and they are hollow. The halves come apart and there is another smaller doll inside the first doll. Usually there are 5 dolls altogether, one inside the other. Sometimes there are 7 or more. These dolls are decorated with traditional patterns. There are often flowers on the dolls' aprons. Sometimes the flowers are roses. The rose means love and motherhood. Matryoshka dolls look like little round ladies with kind, friendly faces. Nowadays, there are lots of different kinds of dolls. There are animals, famous people, and characters from stories. Modern patterns. The Aran Islands are near Ireland. Most of the men are fishermen. They need warm clothes. About 100 years ago, the women started to make pullovers from wool. The meanings of Aran patterns. These are some of the patterns. They are named after the plants and objects that they look like. Blackberry, cable, basket. People wear these pullovers today. Pupils Book, page 62, Unit 5. Grammar in Conversation. Activity 1. Listen and read.
What do you think of this computer game?
I think it's brilliant. It's really exciting.
In my opinion, computer games are boring.
What? No!
I agree with Lucy. I'd rather play football.
Or read a good book.
I disagree completely. Computer games are fun.
You need a lot of skill to play some of them.
Yes, you have to think quickly and react quickly too.
Exactly. I believe they're good for your brain.
What nonsense.
That's rubbish and you know it.
To my mind, computer games are a complete waste of time.
And I agree.
Pupils Book, page 63. Unit 5. Spelling.
Some words have silent letters inside them. You cannot hear the letters when you say the words. There are often flowers on the dolls' aprons. You can't hear the T in often.
Pupils Book, page 63. Unit 5. Spelling. Activity 1. Listen and say these words. Underline the silent letter in each word.
Listen. Calf. Calm. Castle. Talk. Island. Whistle. Palm.
Pupils Book, page 63. Activity 4. Listen and say.
What's in the parcel?
There's a castle in the parcel. Take the castle in the parcel to the castle for the king.
Pupils Book, page 65. Unit 5. Listening. Activity 2. Look, listen and read.
Kingfisher Valley, Part 5. Do you remember? Ken Roach wanted to cut down the forest in Kingfisher Valley and build hundreds of houses there. Dan and Meg discovered his plan. They went to see Miss Havers, who owned the valley. She said she had to sell her house in the valley because she had no money. Dan and Meg went to the Grand Hotel and spoke to Ken Roach. They said that they knew about his plans. Ken Roach became very angry. He said that the children couldn't stop him, but Dan had a plan, and Meg had a plan too. The next morning, Dan was at home in his bedroom. He was writing a letter on his computer.
I would like to tell you about Kingfisher Valley. In my opinion, the valley is a very special place.
When Dan had finished his letter, he put it into an envelope. He also put 2 photos into the envelope. They were the photos which he had taken in Kingfisher Valley. One was a photo of the kingfisher, the other was a photo of the lynx.
I think you'll like these photos.
Meg was in her bedroom too. She was talking to a friend on her mobile.
Hi, Anna. How are you? Listen, can you come to my house this afternoon? I've got something very important to tell you. You can come? Great.
That afternoon, Meg's friends came to her house. Meg told them about Ken Roach and his plans for the valley. They were all very angry.
This is terrible. What can we do? We must do something.
Yes, we must save Kingfisher Valley.
I've got an idea. What? My aunt works for the TV station. She's a reporter. Really?
Will she help us?
I don't know. I'll phone her and ask. Hello, can I speak to Jane Fox, please? Hello, Aunt Jane. It's Juliet here. I've got a story for you. It's really important. Can I come and speak to you? OK. Yes. Yes. I'm coming now. And my friends are coming too.
Soon, Meg and her friends were outside the TV station.
Well, here we are.
Come on, let's go inside. Yes, let's find Aunt Jane.
Hello, everyone. Come in, sit down. How can I help you? What's this important story that you've got for me?
Meg and her friends told Aunt Jane all about Ken Roach and his plans for Kingfisher Valley. Aunt Jane was very interested.
This is terrible. He can't destroy Kingfisher Valley. We must do something about this. We must stop him.
1 hour later, Meg and her friends were standing outside the Grand Hotel. Aunt Jane was there too. She wanted to speak to Ken Roach. Suddenly, Meg shouted excitedly,
Look, there he is. That's Ken Roach.
Good afternoon, Mr. Roach. Can I speak to you, please?
Who are you? What do you want?
My name's Jane Fox. I want to speak to you about Kingfisher Valley.
I've got nothing to say to you. Go away.
We know about your plans, Mr. Roach.
You can't destroy Kingfisher Valley. You can't cut down our forest.
We don't want your houses.
Leave the valley alone.
Ken Roach was really angry.
You can say what you like. You can shout as loud as you want. You might not like my plans, but let me tell you this. You can't stop me!
That's where you're wrong, Mr. Roach. I believe we can stop you.
Everyone turned to look. Who did that loud voice belong to? Who was it?